There's a limited amount of time in a day, and it's so easy to get caught up with the little dopamine rushes, right? Especially if, let's say, you have a day off or something like that. It's so easy to caught up in the dopamine rushes to feel good, right? So dopamine rushes come in very different forms, right? They could come in the form of food. They could come in the form of the hub. They could come in the form of your phone just scrolling on Instagram, right? These are all different forms of it. And it's so easy to reach for, which is the problem, right? So what you need to do is something called a dopamine detox, and something I need to do myself, you know. I've been doing it to a certain extent, but I know that when I'm away from my phone for a certain amount of time, when I allow my brain to reset itself by going into nature, relaxing, going for runs outside, you know, something changes in my brain to where my perception becomes heightened and natural state of being becomes more elevated. And you don't need those things to help you make you feel good, right? It's super important to detox from those things because you won't be able to see clearly if you don't, right? Um, when you're constantly doing them, your brain gets used to it. It makes certain neurological connections in your brain, and then it's hard to get out of those patterns. But if you allow yourself to disconnect, you may not like the feeling for the first few days, but I guarantee you'll feel better. But you have to allow yourself to go through that little bit of a down low point. You'll make it back to a higher baseline if you allow yourself. Do things that feed your soul. Don't just do it for cheap instant gratification, because cheap instant gratification is everywhere and it's really not going to lead anywhere. It's going to leave you stuck wherever you are. If you're working a job, you're coming home, and you're doing the instant gratification, you're watching TV, and you're not for trying to further your life or trying to elevate your mind, then you're going to remain stuck. So please take heed to this. You know, this is something that I regularly do, but sometimes I find myself back in the traps again. But hey, that's life. But you have to understand the direction you're going in. All right? Catch you later.